Um, Now, who are some of your influences that inspire you to become a wrestler?
Oh, I've got a huge list, honestly, to tell you the truth, and I've taken a list from everyone. Um, so my main favorite wrestler when I was a kid was Surfer Boy Sting. Throwback 90s, well before NWO Sting. Super fan of him, and that's where I kind of got the idea of the face paint that I do. And honestly, I stole a little bit from his NWO persona as well. Um, Huge fan of The Undertaker. Really big fan of Stone Cold. I guess most of us were back in the day, either Stone Cold, Raw. But I'm a huge fan of the old school 70s and 80s wrestling that my dad had told me about since he was a wrestling fan. And I didn't really get to watch really until YouTube was really big. But huge fan. I love Flair. I get a lot of my attitude from Flair. Just the way he's able to just get so much heat overdoing something as small as raising his arms in the air, or just telling the people in the stands how, or hating where they're from, and it was so easy, and I learned so much just by watching videos.
Flair, um, what he's been able to do, and just how his mic skills was so on point. Whether it was the Four Horsemen or it was by himself, when he talks, you listen. Ladies especially don't listen to him. Fellas just hated him. Um, and I guess at a young age, I kind of dislike him. His character. Uh, but then I actually ended up meeting him in person, and I talked, and he laughed like, man, like a lot has changed, obviously. Uh, but Ric Flair, it's a chance to see him, whether it's on TV or in person. Very fortunate to see what he's been able to do. There will be a lot of good wrestlers after him, but there will only be one Ric Flair. And it says something. He's the only two-time Hall of Famer. And I feel like I grew up like before the Attitude Era, early '90s. I'm talking way, when right around the time Stone Cold won the King of the Ring, and he had his legendary post-match comments as Jake Roberts was just walking into the back. I mean that he needed something to ignite his career, and that was the way to go. He
Absolutely. SummerSlam in '96, if I'm not mistaken. All right.
was King of the Ring, King of the Ring.
Or King of the Ring. Right.
Yeah, him and Jake Roberts in the finals match, and then he got interviewed by Michael P.S. Hayes, and that was the igniter that he needed to take his career to another level. Uh, and also, one of my favorite matches that he had was Bret Hart. Um, the pay It may have been SummerSlam, or it may have been WrestleMania, but that was when he refused to tap out, and then he passed out. The fans really turned their back on Bret Hart that night, and the crowd just respected him. Uh, that was another defining moment in his career. For sure. Uh, so for you, DC, but as far as your career, what do you consider like the biggest highlight of your career thus far? One moment that stands out the most. It could be like a match that you've had, a storyline, an angle, a champion. What do you consider the bigger highlight of your career?
Um, well, currently I'm in a really good feud with one of your past, with Pure Wrestling.
Oh,
We, yeah, we're in a really tight feud going on right now, and I think she's quite angry with me at this moment. I have, according to her, cheated her out of title opportunities. So I'm picking up. It's going to continue to go as long as I have something to say about it because I'm not done with her yet. So it makes me be happy that we get to continue this on. So I would say this is my strongest story, probably my most favorite. I love working with Natalina. She is great to work with. Huge Pure Pro Wrestling fan. For those, it's a great for, and I love it.
Shout out to Miss Corvino if she's listening, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna have something to say after.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty much sure about that. As far as the rest of the year, or better yet, enter into the summer next month, what do you have pertains to shows, upcoming matches that you want to promote?
Next week, I'm working with School Wrestling Alliance out of Kentucky. That will be my debut with them. I am also making my debut with, oh man, who was the other one? With, I have to look at my schedule, Shockwave Wrestling out in out toward Virginia Beach area. So that would be great with them. So as of right now, that should be it. There's a promotion that has been contacting me up in Pennsylvania. So I'm trying to break into that market. I'm looking forward to that. But I think the Shockwave Wrestling is my favorite company. I'm really excited about it.
All right, well, definitely be on the lookout for the shows. And, come your way real soon. Support pro wrestling, support indie companies, and show your support. A lot of talented wrestlers out there. Many even know it. And I get it. Like, people be caught up with what's on TV, see what's going on in the indie. So just get the word out on the indie scene for sure. Now, if you can have a dream match, it could be like any type of match and any dead or alive, past or present, indie or pro for that matter, what would your dream match be?
I think I want to be able to do it.
Okay.
And I would want it to start. I would also like to work a local indie host by the name of Renee Michelle. I'm sure you've heard of her, maybe. So Lita and Renee Michelle, I would love to be able to work that. It would be insane. There would be so much high-flying activity. There would be me on the ground, a lot of moves, and it would just be fantastic.
I did hear that Lita had a match recently. Years, I forgot the name of the company that it was, but for what I've been hearing, she looked great. Didn't lose a beat. She did not use a lot of high flying maneuvers like she's used to, but as far as just the middle stuff, she looked pretty good. Very familiar with Renee Michelle. She's making a name for herself for women wrestling right now. Definitely a name to keep an eye on, for sure. Now, there's a lot going on, with women wrestling. It continues to grow. It continues to evolve. There's more opportunities for women wrestlers, I think, than ever before. Like Shimmer, there's Shine Wrestling. There's, WSU on the East Coast. There's women wrestling in the West Coast as well. And, WWE has revived its division at this tournament, which is now 32 from 16 countries, I believe. So I'm very curious to see who's going to end up there. You might see some NXT people, recent Chinese, if you will. But You as a wrestler and as a fan, how do you feel about women wrestling as it is right now?
Oh, it is blowing up since it's just gotten so much bigger. I think people are starting to move the idea of from the idea of being a diva athlete, and that just comes with society's progression toward women in general. But you have it paved in the past with women like Lita, who showed that she can be beautiful and she can be sexy, but she can really truly be an athlete. So I love the direction it's going. I'm sure it's just going to be that much better. Like you said, with all female promotions like Shimmer and Shine, like you said, and the fact that the female are who's putting the butts in the seats at the shows, and it's not uncommon for you go to 300 people there, and you ask around, and 25 are just there to see a particular female athlete. That's amazing. We've come far, and it gives someone the opportunity to possibly advance and go further into bigger territories and bigger promotions.
I definitely agree. Women wrestling is continuing, and to WWE's credit, they are no longer calling their female. They're now called as superstars. Now they still have the reality TV show called Total Divas, and we don't know how long that's going to last. But other than that, as long as the women are looked at as superstars, whether divas, then the reality TV show is what it is. It's totally separate. It's just mostly what goes on behind the scenes, what's going on in their personal lives and things like that. Now, for people that wants to get in contact with you, social media wise, why don't you go ahead and promote your Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media links people need to know?
Absolutely. You can catch me at Aubrey Bryant on my Facebook status. I also have a Kaci Dillion, the Princess of Darkness page, fan page on Facebook. I am on Twitter at that's bad. Catch me at the end, and that would be it for my social media. I'm not a huge fan of Instagram. That's about it.
Well, Kaci, it was great chatting with you. Well, thank you for the show this evening, early afternoon, late afternoon, whatever people want to call it these days. But great chatting with you. Continue success, and thank you for being on the show this evening. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good night and have a great weekend.
You as well. Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. That was the Princess of Darkness.